Hi everyone, it's Tammy with Frou-frou Studio, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome, and I'm glad that everyone has joined me today for this video. I am going to be finishing up my journal that I have made for the new challenge in this video, and I'm just putting some finishing touches on some things, and we're going to kind of go through the challenge again, what it's going to be, and what we're going to work on for the next few weeks. And I hope you'll join in and participate. I think this one is going to be fun and challenging, and I hope that I can show you something new and inspire you to create something for yourself or for someone else. And so I'm going to get started here, and we'll see what we come up with. So, as you all may have seen in my previous video, I created this piece, this journal topper, and I now have my journal all put together, and we're going to be using the hashtag Nuttin' But Neutrals. And basically how it's going to work is every week I am going to give a base, an ephemera base to work from. For example, a tag or an index card, or you know, whatever, an envelope, whatever I come up with for that week. And then you're to create a piece of ephemera using only neutrals and that particular base. I'm going to be showing different methods of how I create my layering and different textures and things like that. And instead of using, you know, a color as your focal point, you're still going to have a focal point, but everything's going to be in a neutral color, which will make it more, you'll have to rely more on textures and different techniques to get the depth and, you know, I don't know how to explain it. I guess I'm not doing a very good job, but how to get the different textures and the depth and the interest in your piece without using color. We spent the last year and a half using color, so now we're going to do the exact opposite and see if we can accomplish the same thing with the lack of color. So the 4 neutral colors that we're going to be working with are brown, black, white, and gray. And then, of course, any tones or varieties of those colors, you know, will work as well. So for browns, you know, you got your tans, you got your beiges, that kind of thing. And gray, you know, there are tons of different gray colors. Whites, you got your off-whites, your eggshells, your cream colors. So you get the idea that these are the 4 mains, and then, you know, different color tones of those. So I created this journal, and the outside is the cover of the book that I showed you when I was making this top panel. And then I simply constructed a book out of a file folder, and you can see it's all neutrals. And then I glued the front cover of the book and the back cover of the book on the file folder and made it just a little bit wider because I wanted that to kind of stick over a little bit. And then I used Midori style to put the signatures in. And the reason I did that is I wanted to be able to add pages or take pages out as the challenge goes along so that I can adjust, you know, how thick my journal is going to be at the end. Because at this point, I'm not sure what I'm going to make, and so I don't know if I'm going to need more pages or less pages, or, you know, how that's going to work. So, and then I just put you know, eyelets and a tie on here for closure. So when you open it up, on the inside of the file folder, I just collaged it with front and back with all kinds of different vintage papers that I had. This is a piece of fabric, and I just made a nice collage on the inside. And then I've done some stenciling here, and I've done some stamping, and I may do some additional stamping, but this is just to get us started. And then I created 2 signatures, and I have not sewn the signatures together yet because, like I said, I wanted to be able to add or take away pages. So right now they're just stuck on the elastic bands. These are elastic so that you can take the whole signature in or out. And I just went through and got pages that I like, and they're all neutrals. There's we'll flip through the first one. This is like onion skin paper. These are some quotes that are by Dana Wakley. I think she has a pack of it's different quotes that look like they're typewritten. And so I just put that in there. This is from an old Rotary book. This is from a Hebrew book here. This is newsprint. This is from a German book. And then I've got, and this graph paper does have a little bit of a light blue color, but it's more to the gray tone. So I thought it was okay to put in here. I don't think it has enough color in it to really matter. This was out of a line notebook. This is a French architecture book here. Just coffee-dyed paper. This is out of a German book, and I just stapled that on there. And then this is some dyed paper, coffee-dyed paper with some print on it. I got this off Etsy, and I can't remember who I got it from. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And then I've got some, I believe this is Chinese. It may be Japanese. I'm not sure. But it's from a book that I have found at a thrift store. And then the back side of that one, signature. And then on this one, I've got some more French architecture book. Basically the same. This is from a English to Greek book that I had. And I just kind of altered the sizes and the folds of the paper to make it more interesting. I added some of the faux tape just in different places. And then this is the center of the second signature. I put some wax paper in here, and this is from a German book. And another piece of that really pretty coffee dyed paper. And more from the Rotary book that I had. And so basically that's it for my signatures. And what I want to do today is I want to add a little notepad, and I also want to add a full coin envelope for me to take some notes down in. For example, you know, what base we're using every week. And then I want a coin envelope to kind of stick little pieces of ephemera in as I come across them, so that I know anything I'm going to use in this journal I have down in that little pocket. So, with all that being said, I'm going to move this to the side, and we're going to work on the little coin envelope first. This is a pre-made craft envelope that I had in my stash, and so I'm going to use it, and we're going to decorate it up a little bit. And I've got some embossed paper that I'm going to put on here. I tried to get examples of all the different things that we're going to be doing, so that you can kind of get a feel for, you know, what we're going to be using to get our layers and textures and all that kind of stuff going. And I'm sure that there'll be other items as well, but I tried to get a good variety. So this is just embossed white cardstock. I'm going to leave it white for the most part, but I am going to ink around the edges so that it kind of blends into the craft folder a little more. But I am going to leave it mainly white. And then this is just scrapbook paper. Now remember, on this challenge, you can use whatever you want. You can use scrapbook paper, you can use digitals, you can use trash paper, magazines, book page, whatever you like. It just needs to be neutral. So, I want to kind of put this as a layer behind there, like that. So I'm going to tear it. Obviously, the tearing is going to cause texture as well. Think of your words, Tammy. And then I'm going to try to ink these little white things just on the edge. I want them to stay mainly white as well. Now, obviously, I'm doing this journal in my style. If you're going to make a journal to do this challenge, do it in your style. If you don't like grungy, don't do it grungy. Do, you know, what your style is. It would look just as good to have a more modern look to it. It would look good to have a shabby look to it. When you're working with neutrals, I think that's one thing about it is you really can let yourself do whatever style that you like, and it's still going to look good. Okay, I'm not going to worry about inking the back because it's going to be glued down. Now, I want to do some stamping back here, and I think I'm going to use something like, I think I'm going to do some script. Do I want to do script, or do I want to do... Yeah, I think I'll do some script. And I've got this Creative Expressions. It's one of the samples, and it's called French script. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that first. So I'm going to get this out. And I always have to look at this one really close because it's really small, and I always end up stamping it upside down. Alright, so let's get a bigger block here. Still not going to be all the way on the block, but I don't need it to be. And I'm going to use potting soil. I think this is the right way. Again, it's really hard to see, and I'm not going for anything perfect here, and I don't want to get it on that white part. I'm going to move it to the other side. So if everybody's doing good, we're exhausted here today because we had storms all night, basically, and so we didn't get a lot of sleep. There was one point where the lightning was like, thunder and lightning was parked right over our bedroom, I think. So it was very loud. Okay, so I think that's going to be good for that. Let's see how that looks. And then this piece is going to go right here. Yep. All right, so let's glue this one down except for around the top so I can see where I need to put the other one. You can hear I sound my voice is very tired today, so I apologize for that. Normally I can sleep through just like a nice, just kind of settle rain and little rumble of thunder, but this was like somebody was bombing our house. All right, and then we'll put the top on. Okay, and then I have somewhere, I think I'm going to put this little lace cluster on here. It's going to stick to my fingers. Kind of like that. Get my beacon glue. And then I was debating, I've got this little bird. I think I may put the bird on there. And then maybe this little label. And you'll notice I'm using a bird, but it is still neutral colors. So it is possible to use, you know, things that are from nature, because a lot of things from nature, if you notice, are neutral colors. You've got birds and moths and even some butterflies and plants and all kinds of things out there that are pretty neutral. So I'm going to put this little guy on here, and I'm going to use art glitter glue for that, I think. And then I've got this little placard I'm going to put on here, and I'm going to put a number in there. So let me see if I have one. Close by that is small enough for a stamp or something. Oh, let's see. I've got some ribbons here that I'm using for my postal. Postal thing. Postal journal. I think that one will work. These are Tim Holtz ribbons, by the way. Okay, so let me put that on a little piece of something white that I can then cut out. Alright, so I'm going to put it on this. Probably could have found the same one in my stamps, but this will be fine. Oops. I keep writing on the cardstock with a pencil. I should have put the lead in. Erase my pencil marks here. Alright, so now I can trim that. And hopefully slide it right down in there. I may have trimmed it too narrow. I hope not. Here we go, and then we're going to put it right there to kind of cover his, he's got weird little feet. That's a hand-drawn bird from a book that I have, where someone did some bird sketches, and it's, he or she, I'm pretty sure the author is a she, he, didn't finish their feet. Hold that there just a second. All right, now do I want something else up here? Maybe a stamp or another piece of music, maybe. What do I do with that right here? It doesn't need a lot, just a little bit of something. I think that'll work. So if you guys are going to participate, which I hope you do, are you going to make a journal, or are you just going to make the ephemera? I'd love to know. Leave me a comment and let me know what your plans are. And if you do make a journal, be sure and post it with that hashtag so everybody can see what you're going to work with. And if you make a video of you know, making your journal, post that as well. And I will create a new playlist on my channel that has everything that I do for this challenge in it. Just putting a knot in that. And now we'll close it back up. And I do think there needs to be a stamp right there. Maybe something round like a postmark. I like my postmarks. Or number. I could do a 3 since this is my 3rd challenge, even though it's not a color combo challenge. Let's do the 3. It's a lack of color challenge, right? Do a test stamp. Yeah, that's gonna work. So let's put a 3 right here. Okay, so there's our envelope. Now, I gotta bring my book back over so we can start building our little page layout here. I want the envelope to go right here, and I'm going to paper clip it on because I want to be able to take it off and put the stuff in the envelope and then put it back. So I'm going to put a rusty paper clip right there. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is add my little notebook. So you can see this page is very white, so we need to address that first. So I'm going to take this back off because I forgot that was white on the back. I'm just going to kind of ink the edges. First. And that's all I'm going to do until I get the rest of my page put together, okay? So, I made this little notebook here. I mean, it's not really a notebook. It's just scraps that I can take some notes on. And it's going to be put on this page, like this. And it's going to be held on with a paper clip. And it's going to be held on sideways like this so that I don't have to take it off. I can just flip it up and write on it. And so I've got a Tim Holtz ticket on here and then just scrap pieces of paper. and it's all scraps that I used in the journal. Same kinds of paper. So I want to tie in this music paper that I've got on here, which is going to be mounted here. And I'm going to put this back for the time being so that I can see how it sets. Now, this is how I do it, guys. You may think I'm crazy. Excuse me when I get a drink. When I'm creating a journal layout and I look at this, everything I see from here back has to go together. So all these little sticky out pages that you see, all to me are the same page when I open this up. Does that make sense? In other words, I'm not just looking at this page as a page. I'm not just looking at this page as a page. I'm looking from here to here. All right. So I need from the outside of this cover to the outside of this cover and everything that I can see in between to coordinate and go with each other. I don't know if that is just me, if that is just, you know, my OCD kicking in. I don't know what it is, but that's the way that it works. And so, in my mind, that's how it works. So, everything has to be coordinated and tied together. So, it's, you know, creative chaos, I guess you could say. So, in order to do that, I want a little piece of this music paper down here on the bottom of my notepad, because I have music paper here, and I'm hoping you can see all this. I have music paper here, here, and I want it to come down to here. Does that make sense? So I'm going to take a piece of this and put just at the bottom of my notebook. And it's going to serve no other purpose than, for me, except to connect all this together. It's just going to be down here on this back sheet. Just enough peeking out so that I can visually make a connection. All right, so now what I have, it's not on there straight, okay, is I feel like I have a space right here that needs something. Okay, so I have this little, it's just a digital, I'm sorry, I don't know whose it is off the top of my head, but it's just a little label. I'm going to ink it up and grunge it up. Maybe bend it up a little bit, get some wrinkles in there. And then I want it to go right here on this paper clip. So I'm going to put it right under that paper clip. And actually that paper clip needs to be over all of this, not just that one page. And then this needs to go on this page. And right up under there. So that those words are showing. Okay, and to me that ties in all these different fonts and things that are on this cover with that area, and then back to the back cover. All right, now I have this tag. Now this tag I want to put right here, and the reason I want to do that is, again, I'm tying all this together, but I want to, even though the singing paper is very you know, interactive on its own, I want something else here to make this flow all the way across. And I'm going to poke that hole. Where's my crocodile? I'm hoping the big circle is the same as this. We may have to get the regular hole punch, but I think this will be alright. Okay. So let's ink this. And this is just on regular printer paper. It's very light, and I did it that way intentionally because this is very light paper. It's not going to carry very much weight. And even though I won't be doing anything on this paper but making it crinkle and flipping it, you know, flipping the page, I don't want it to, didn't want it to be so heavy. And I also am kind of camouflaging the bird here, so it'll be a surprise when you flip the page and see the bird. Now, to fasten it on, I am going to take a piece of my faux tape. If I can see where I stuck it last. I just had it earlier. And I'm going to just put a piece of tape across the top because I've already got one down here at the bottom. So I want it to appear that it's being stuck on with the tape. I'm having trouble getting my tape off my wax paper this time. I've never had trouble, but I used a different packing tape than I normally use. And I think that's what's causing my difficulty, because it's actually sticking to the wax paper, which means it's really good tape, but it's really pain for trying to get it off, because that's the whole point, is to get it off. There we go. So I'm just gonna kind of cut a piece off. And I am going to add extra glue stick to the back of this and hope that it sticks to that onion paper. I think it will. It did on the bottom okay. Okay. Now, I also have this piece of lace, and we have this lace here, and so this lace I feel like needs to be like somewhere in there. Let me see what I feel about that. I mean, you can't see it till you flip the page here. Oh, see, that's not gonna stick. Let me put some glue stick on the back of this too and hope that it does. I may have to come up with another method here. I may have to use some double-sided tape or something, but I'm hoping that will stick on there. Okay, so do I want that lace right there? Or see, I don't want to make that page too heavy. I think I may want it right there, to be honest. I could take that page out and sew that on there. I may do that. All right, I'm gonna pause you for just a minute. Okay, I'm back, and that worked really well. I've got it sewed on there, and the sewn on there. The other thing I want to do is I want to put like a little price thing right here, and I'm going to use my little stamps that I found on eBay that were they're from the Lookout Stamp Company, which is used to be, I guess, in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And it was for marking items at grocery stores. So I want to use these because I think they're really cool. And I've not used them on anything yet. So I'm going to put like a... I think I'm going to put like 10 cents on here. Oops. That one doesn't have the thing, or is it down at the bottom? I think it's falling off. Here's the cents. I not have the 0? I'm not really worried that the rubber part is coming off. I can glue those back, but if I don't have the 0, that's going to be a bummer. Look under these others. Like I said, I've not used them, so I've not, other than just taking one out and looking at it. Nope. Alright, so we can't be 10 cents. Maybe we can do 15 cents. That'll work. Alright, and then I'm gonna put some fabric tack on this and put my cents back on there. And I'll let it dry for a second before I try to stamp the cents. Bonus video repair, stamp repair. Come on, I just used you, glue. I knew this video was going too well, guys. Now it's all gonna fall apart. Oops, that's even the wrong one. See, I told you. I told you. I put it on the 0 instead of the cents one. Alright, let's see what happens when I hold these together. See if that's going to be too far apart. I think they're made so you are supposed to be able to hold them together and do it. Alright, so where'd my ink go? I'm going to stamp it on my glue book. Yeah, I don't think that's too far apart. So let's do... I'm going to move that off my book. Make sure I get a nice flat surface. So there's the 15. And then let's just go this way. Oops, stay on there. No. It's not quite dry, so it's still wanting to slide on me. Aren't those just cool? Yep, I like it. Okay, I'm going to set that to the side so it can finish drying. And then I'm going to slide my page back in there. And that's why I like this style of mounting the signatures, because I work better if I can see the whole signature in the book. I know some people don't sew their signatures in until the books are done, and that's fine too. You know, whatever you feel most comfortable with is what you should do for sure. But this is what I like to do so that I can see everything in place. Visually, it works better for me this way. Alright, so we have everything going now. It's not quite on the fold. There we go. Now, the last thing is that I want to add is, for those of you that watch my video, you know this is my mom when she was very young. And so I have this picture of, this is my dad and this is me. And so I, of course, need to include my dad in this journal as well. And so he is going to be my focal point on this. All right. So I have all this that I can write notes on, and I have this page that I'm intentionally leaving here that I can write notes on. So the next thing that I would address is this. I'm not going to do that right now, but this particular page is what I would address. And I'm probably going to leave it mainly white, because I need some white elements, you know, because I have them in other places on the picture, you know, here, and I'm sure I'll have more as I go back. Where I do not have white is on the inside cover. So what I want to do for that is I have this pocket that I want to put right here, okay? And I want it to be up a little because my dad used to raise quails, and so I want those birds to show, because I intentionally took that page out of the dictionary to have the quills on there. So this will be my white here. It's just a pocket. And as you can see now, when you flip, you have a white element on this side as well, flowing across. Now, obviously, when you look at this, this is too much white. So I will be addressing that. I just don't know with what yet. Probably one of the pieces of ephemera that we make in the weekly makes. I'm not too concerned about that right now. My main concern was just getting my notepad and my pocket in here so that I could work with those to, you know, get my journal ready. Do I need to put... I do have that sewn on, but I think I'm going to put a little dab of glue on that as well, just to hold that part up. All right, so this pocket needs to be reinforced, and so I will reinforce that and put it on there. And I also will probably put some kind of embellishment on there. And it will probably, looking at this, just looking at what I have so far, it will probably be something that has black in it. Because if I look this way, I see black in several areas. So I kind of need to tie that in. So I might use, I don't really need any more music page, but I might use some book page or something like that that has black in it, or label or something like that. But that's for another video. So hope you guys like that. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you think you're going to like the challenge, if you're going to participate, and if I'm making any sense whatsoever. If not, and you don't understand something, please ask me, and I'll be glad to help you to the best of my ability. I mean, I don't claim to be a professional at this at all, but I'm just trying to give you examples of why I do what I do. Now, this particular picture, I can tell you, was taken in, I believe it was 1963. And so, I think I'm counting that right. So, I may put a 63 right here, just because I think that would be kind of cool to have that on there. And I think I have some real little bitty numbers that I could do that. And it'd be just another number element, because you can never have enough numbers. So, let me know what you guys think. And again, I apologize for my voice, and I apologize if I'm kind of not making any sense. That tends to happen when you don't get any rest. So hopefully I can get some rest, and when I make the next video, see, I think I need a black contrast. Either the tag that's going to go in here, or whatever goes in here, or something on here. Alright, I'll quit jabbering. Let me know what you guys think, and I hope you're going to participate, because I'm really looking forward to this one. Again, the hashtag is nothing but neutrals, and the 4 colors are black, brown, white, and gray. So get your stuff together, and I hope you'll come along for the ride. And I'll see you next time. Bye.